Good morning.
ප්‍රියන්ත මහත්තයා ඉන්නවද?
බැංකු ගිහින් මැඩම්.
සම්පත් ඔන්ලයින් බැංකින් පහසුයි ලේසි කාලය ඉතුරුයි. සම්පත් බැංකුව හෙට දින එළිය කරයි.
අපේ නායකයෝ තීරණය ගත්තා නම් අපි ශ්‍රී ලංකා නිදහස් පාක්ෂිකයෝ හැටියට ඒක එකඟ වෙන්න ඕනේ. අපිට ඕන විදිහට කෑ ගහ දුවන්න බෑ. ඕකේ? ටටා.
නෑ අනේ කිසිම තරහක් නෙවෙයි. හරිම සන්තෝෂෙන් කතා කරා. ඔයාට ඒ වගේ පෙවුනද මල්ලි? නේ මල්ලි sorry මල්ලි.
The country is just over a month away from the 2015 parliamentary elections and political parties are finalizing their nominations to contest the polls. Good evening and welcome to Primetime News. I'm Sandru Ferdinando.
And I'm Amina Mustafa. Let's start off with a look at the headlines for tonight.
Shamal Rajapaksa to contest from Hambantota while Prasanna Ranatunga will contest the polls from Gampaha. UNP to submit its nominations list on Monday while introducing several new faces. JVP comments on the leaders of the alliance.
මේ නායකයන්ට ආලෝකේ කතා කරන්න බෑ. මේ දින්න මුණ ගැහෙන්න උන කලුවරි. දෙන්නටම මුණ බලන්න බෑ.
His Eminence Malcolm Cardinal Ranjit, the Archbishop of Colombo, today requested President Maithripala Sirisena to involve religious institutions in order to uplift the education sector of the country.
St. Benedict's College, Colombo, the first Catholic institute of education in the Archdiocese of Colombo, proudly celebrated her sesquicentennial College Day, or the 150th anniversary today, under the auspices of President Maithripala Sirisena. St. Benedict's College, Colombo is also the oldest Roman Catholic school in the country.
මම ඉස්කෝලේ යන කාලේ කිලෝමීටර් භාගයක් විතර
Your Excellency, when I went to school, I had to walk for half a kilometer with my books in hand. Today, children travel to school by a van. No one told us that we need to attend tuition classes to face the examination. Even our parents did not say that we need to obtain 8 distinctions or 4 A's. I will reveal a secret today. I did not obtain 8 distinctions. There was an F in my list. When I called on His Holiness the Pope, he asked me about our president. I told him that the president was a very simple individual. He then told me that he wishes to be the same. Therefore, you are an example to His Holiness the Pope as well.
මමත් ආසයි ඒ වගේ ඉන්න කියලා පාප් වහන්සේ කිව්වා. ඒ නිසා ඔබතුමා පාප් වහන්සේටත් ආදර්ශයක් වෙලා.
Whenever I receive invitations to attend an event as the president, I give priority to the events that take place at schools. Through this, I see the innocent children, listen their voices, inquire into their issues and support and sponsor the aspiration they have for the future. We have received the blessings of the technological world in order to convert the masses into good persons in the world where everything is moving fast. On the other hand, technology has also become a serious challenge.
A stamp and first day cover marking the 150th College Day of St. Benedict's College, Colombo was presented to President Maithripala Sirisena at the event. The President also planted a tree sapling at the school quadrangle premises to mark the 150th College Day.
Elections Commissioner Mahinda Deshapriya has said that accepting of nominations will only take place from 8:30 a.m. to 12 noon on the 13th. He also requests that all those who wish to submit their nominations to do so before the deadline in order to prevent any delay. He also requests that rallies and processions are not permitted until the deadline of accepting nominations. He adds that Article 69 of the Parliamentary Elections Act No. 1 of 1981 prohibits rallies from taking place. He also requests that the police take measures to prevent any illegal rally or procession, and he went on to say that if any illegal rallies or processions take place, legal action will be taken by the police. The Elections Commissioner said that the police department has been instructed to take photographs and video of the illegal rallies and processions. Meanwhile, many accepted political parties submitted their nominations list for several districts for the parliamentary elections today. The nominations list for the UPFA for Badula district was handed over by Group Leader Nimal Siripal De Silva. One accepted political party and 2 independent groups submitted their nominations list to contest from the Badula district.
The UPFA has fielded a strong and powerful list. Taking into consideration the different communities that live in the Badula district, we have submitted a strong list in association with the strong organisers. Dilan Pereira will enter from the national list.
Dilan Pereira matituma jatika listueng idiripat wenawa api.
One member has already been appointed when we submitted our nominations. We will hit a 6, but not over the fence. It will be the drive to the boundary line and 2 singles. If we are leaving in fear, we will not have to give the national list position to other areas. The nominations for the Hambantota district of the Democratic Party were submitted today by Group Leader Ranjit Karanayaka. Meanwhile, the nominations list for the Kegaul district of the Democratic Party was submitted by Group Leader Janaki Atukorala. Nominations of the Democratic Party for the Gaul district was handed over this morning. Nominations of the JVP to contest from the Kaluthuru district was submitted by Group Leader Dr. Nalinda Jatissa this morning.
The people urged for the UNP and the SLFP not to provide nominations to the corrupt. We can see that various persons have been put forward from the UNP. The SLFP has also put forward various persons.
JVP nominations for the Polonnaruwa and Vavuniya districts were handed over today. The Frontline Socialist Party submitted their nominations for the Colombo district by Group Leader Pubudu Jayagoda.
The Frontline Socialist Party will contest the election under a new theme for real change and leftist power.
Nominations of the Frontline Socialist Party for Anuradhapura, Hambantota, Ampara and Kurunagal district were also submitted today. Nominations of the Janasatha Peramuna for the Polonnaru district were submitted today by Secretary of the Party Venerable Battaramulle Seelaratana Thero. Nominations list for Polonnaru district of the Janasatha Peramuna was handed over today. The nominations list of the TNA for the Vavuniya district was handed over by Group Leader Selvam Adai Kalanathan. Okkoma Rajavaru Okkoma Vasio Party submitted their nominations for the Kandy district today.
Candidates who will contest under the United People's Freedom Alliance ticket for the August 17th parliamentary elections signed their nomination papers today. Among them are those who held ministerial positions.
We work for one objective while the others work for another objective. Finally, on the core basis of strengthening the Sri Lanka Freedom Party, both leaders reached an understanding. There will be issues. I believe we can resolve them through discussion. The people pointed out their finger against certain persons. They have volunteered not to contest the election on behalf of the future of the party and the country. They have allegations on the family system. There was a talk that Basil Rajapaksa and Gotabaya Rajapaksa will be contesting. I must tell you that they will not be contesting.
Basil Rajapaksa එමතුමා ඉදිරිපත් වෙනවා ගෝඨාභය රාජපක්ෂ මහත්තයා ඉදිරිපත් වෙනවා ඒ දෙන්නම ඉදිරිපත් වෙන්නේ නැහැ.
Basil Rajapaksa මහතුමා සහ ගෝඨාභය රාජපක්ෂ මහතුමා මෙවර මැතිවරණයට ඉදිරිපත් වන්නේ නැද්ද ස්ථීර ලෙස?
I will not be able to answer that question. You should ask them yourself.
කිසිම දැනුවත්භාවයක් නැහැ කියන්නේ.
මම අනුන් ගැන සොයන්නේ නැහැ හින්දා දන්නේ නැහැ.
සහෝදර දෙන්නා.
සහෝදර
It is the same for all.
Okay.
ඔබට ඔබතුමාගේ පුතා මෙවර මැතිවරණයට ඉදිරිපත් වෙනවද?
As per my knowledge, no.
ඔබතුමීගේ පියා මෙවර මැතිවරණයට ඉදිරිපත් වන්නේ නැද්ද?
එතුමා ඉදිරිපත් වෙන්නේ නැහැ. එතුමා ස්නීපෙන් ඉන්නේ.
ඒ කියන්නේ ඔබතුමිය සූදානම් එක වේදිකාවේ වැඩ කරන්න.
ඔව්. ඒක අපේ නායකයෝ තීරණය ගත්තා නම් අපි ශ්‍රී ලංකා නිදහස් පාක්ෂිකයෝ හැටියට ඒක එකඟ වෙන්න ඕනේ. අපිට ඕන විදිහට කෑග ගහන්න බෑ. ඕකේ? ටටා.
ඒවා කලාකරුවන් පාර්ලිමේන්තුවට ගියාම ජනතාව වෙනුවෙන් සේවය කරන්නේ කැප වෙන්නේ මොකද හිටපු කලාකරුවන් පාර්ලිමේන්තුවට ගිහිල්ලා එවින් චෝදනාවට ලක් වෙලා තියෙනවා.
මට අනිත් අය ගැන කතා කරන්න බෑ. මම පාර්ලිමේන්තු මම දැනට පෙන්눔 කරලා තියෙනවා. හැම අවස්ථාවෙදීම ආපු හැම ප්‍රශ්නයකදීම ආසනය වෙනුවෙන් ලොකු සටනක් දියත් කරා. හැම වෙලේම මේ ජනතාවගේ අයිතීන් දිනා දෙන්නට මගේ හඬ මම ඉදිරියටත් අවදි කරනවා.
ඈත කරුණාතිලක මහතා ආණ්ඩු පක්ෂයෙන් මේ
අයියෝ එයා මට පොඩ්ඩක්වත් අභියෝගයක් නෑ නෑ අනේ කිසිම තරහක් නෙවෙයි හරිම සන්තෝෂෙන් කතා කරා. ඔයාට ඒ වගේ පෙවුනද මල්ලි? නේ මල්ලි සෝරි මල්ලි.
මොකද උනේ?
kita mana? Oh, nama je Nasan kan?
තරම් කරේ ගම්පහින්වල.
Oh, ගම්පහ district.
දීලපිටියේ සංවිධායක ධූරයක් ලැබෙනකම්
ඔව් ඒක තමයි.
සංවිධායක ධූරය ලැබුණාද?
දීලපිටියේ මැතිවරණ කාලයේ සම්බන්ධීකරණයක් ඒක සංවිධායක කරන්න පුළුවන් ශක්තියක් ලැබුණා.
Everyone will win. We hope to win 13 seats from the Gampa district. That is one seat more than what we won last time. Parliament is the legislative council of the country. Rogues cannot be sent to the parliament. I believe that the opportunity will be given to the clean persons. The responsibility of the people is to decide who is clean and who is not, rather than moving to the family system. Under the leadership of President Maithripala Sirisena, we will establish a new government and create a new country. We move forward towards together with all our MPs. I believe that we can conclude this task today. Some papers have been signed and sent to the respective districts. Some were submitted today. The remainder will be submitted on Monday. There are no conflicts. We will contest as one party and one alliance.
අස්සම් කළා තියෙනවා. අපි එක පක්ෂයක් එක සන්දානයක් හැටියට මේ මැතිවරණය ජය ගන්න තරම් කරනවා.
United National Party candidates who will be contesting the August 17th parliamentary elections signed their nomination papers today as well.
Nomination papers were signed at the party headquarters, Sirikota.
We have never betrayed the people for narrow gains. The people asked to rally with us without fear on the 8th of January to bring about freedom and a better future for the people.
ජයග්‍රහණයක් කරා යන්න බිය නැතුව එන්න කිව්වේ ඒ නිදහස ඒ වගේම හොඳ කාලේ හොඳ අනාගතය ජනතාවට ලබා දෙන්න.
I do not hope to ruin the walls of the people's houses by pasting posters. I have been with the people over the years and I believe that they will provide me with the opportunity.
බැඳිලා ඉන්නවා නම් මං අවුරුදු ගාණක් තිස්සේ මොකක් හරි කරලා තියෙනවා කියලා මම බලාපොරොත්තු වෙනවා ඔවුන් මට ඒ අවස්ථාව ලබා දෙයි කියලා.
We have taken measures to deny nominations to persons engaged in the peddling of drugs and corruption. In addition, the United National Party has put forward a strong team to contest the polls. This is a decisive moment for me, my party and my country. We are engaged in politics not to earn money from the people, not have security, not for power. We are engaged in politics, win the hearts and minds and loyalty of the people.
I am pleased that I was given an opportunity to contest from the Colombo district under the UMP ticket. I am ready to serve the people of Colombo. I can say that I will increase my service.
We will definitely win big this time around. The symbol of the elephant will provide leadership for the United National Party. We will win.
A discussion on contesting the parliamentary elections under an alternative front took place today at the Sadham Sevana Buddhist Centre in Rajagiriya.
Venerable Athuruliya Ratanathera, Minister Partli Champika Ranavika, Somawansa Amarasinghe, Councillor Susil Kindalpetiya were among those present for last night's discussion. One thing can be said, this organisation will contest the elections as an alternative front. We extensively discussed about formulating an election manifesto and how we can form a broad national organisation in the future. We also discussed about the name under which we should contest. We also discussed on the possibility of forming an alliance with the Sri Lanka Freedom Party and the United National Party.
Venerable Madhulu Abe Sobhidathero expressed the following views at an event held today.
In another 10 years, Parliament will be filled with drug peddlers, tavern owners, moonshine peddlers and bookkeepers. Under this system, no educated person can enter Parliament. You need to spend a lot of money for votes. Let us say the UNP and the UPFA achieve a similar number of seats at the election. That will be the ideal time for MPs to put themselves up for sale. it will be the ideal opportunity for them to find all the money that they spent. It will be like an auction. We struggle to change this preferential vote system. We have fallen back to square one. So God bless us. We are moving towards a dark future. Bribery and corruption is not being investigated. Waste is not being looked into. The capable people will leave the country.
Speaking in Lunugambehera, Minister Sajith Premadasa alleged that the former government had misplaced 30 billion rupees.
නගරේ තියෙනවා හෝටල් ව්‍යාපෘතිය මේ හෝටල් ව්‍යාපෘතිය සඳහා කෝටි 3000ක්.
There is a hotel project in Hambantota. A sum of 30 billion was spent for this hotel project. The foundation stone was not even placed. The construction had not commenced. Then how was 30 billion rupees spent? Now that is the reason why the former president cannot face the people of the Hambantota district. I would like to make a request from the former president. Please do not defect to Kurunegala. Meet the people of Hambantota and explain to them as to how a sum of 30 billion got misplaced. We have a doubt whether this 30 billion was misplaced to be used for this election.
Speaking in Colombo, leader of the JVP, Andhra Kumar Disanayaka, commented on the situation surrounding the submission of nominations for the parliamentary elections. A change in government took place on the 8th of January. The president, who then came to power, said that if he had not won, he and his children would have been buried 6 feet underground. But how is it that they are providing nominations and appearing on the same platform by betraying their conscience? If the leaders have no conscience, the nation will have no conscience. They cannot meet in daylight. They need to meet in darkness. They cannot even look at each other.
A group today protested against former UPFA parliamentarian R. Duminda Silva being denied nominations to contest the polls.
A group gathered opposite the Sri Lanka Freedom Party headquarters located down Dali Road, Colombo 10 and requested that Duminda Silva be provided with nominations. The demonstration hampered vehicular movement in the area. The demonstrators then marched to the Mahaveli Centre in Colombo, where the nominations of the Sri Lanka Freedom Party are being signed.
This is illegal according to election laws. According to election laws, protests and marches are illegal after the 6th. Therefore, this march that you all are carrying out is illegal. The road being obstructed and being opened is an offence according to Article 55/1.
Later, the group dispersed.
Newsfirst Shamir Rasuldeen caught up with former Minister Vasudeva Nanayakkara this evening.
Mr. Vasudeva Nanayakkara, have you signed the nomination papers?
I have.
For which district will you be contesting?
Ratnapura district.
There has been occasions in which just because you sign the nominations papers, you just don't receive the nomination to contest an election. Will that happen this time around as well?
That will be only by some fraudulent intervention to Tipex and introduce another name in my name's place, which I doubt will ever happen.
It has happened in the past.
It may have happened in the past at the district levels or at local levels, but with Sushil Premajan as the secretary of the UPFA, it is never going to happen.
Who don't you trust in this clan?
Well, there are the sections who are opposed to the Mahinda faction, who can influence Sushil. Those Sushil will refuse to be influenced wrongly. And therefore, they are the suspects who might come in to try and invalidate our nomination paper by a trick.
Do you have a plan B in the event the names are Tipex, as you said before?
No, we have no plan B except we have the last resort, the Commissioner of Elections. He will not allow a fraudulent practice.
Who is your leader?
Mahinda Rajapaksa.
Why not President Maithripala Sirisena, who is the chairman of the Sri Lanka Freedom Party and also the leader of the United People's Freedom Alliance?
Well, we can accept him as a co-leader because he is now the chairperson of the SLP and the UPFA. But he was not the popular leader elected by the SLP.
But he received 6.3 million votes at the last presidential elections.
UNP vote. UNP and other vote aligned to the UNP. Our vote came entirely to Mahinda.
Can you move forward without accepting President Maithripala Sirisena as the leader?
Yes, we can move forward on the footing that he is a part of the leadership.
You have been an advocate against corruption, suppression over the last few years.
Yes.
This time around, Mrs. Nanayakara, will nominations be given to individuals who advocate suppression, corruption?
Well, to advocate suppression is insufficient. We have to ascertain corruption or such other defilements in a person in the political life.
Has the position of Vasudeva Nanayakara changed over the years? That is what I'm gathering right now.
I am uncompromising and irreconcilable on the questions of corruption.
Or how many seats would the United People's Freedom Alliance garner at the next general elections?
About 100. It would be probably over 100.
113 seats are needed to establish a government.
Yes.
How do you all intend to bring this or gain this 13?
Those who will want to form a government joining us, or those who will want to join us in order to form a government. So we can accept it.
Optimism alone, will that be sufficient to win the race?
No, no. We have to make a assessment, objective assessment of the situation.
Many are of the opinion that the United People's Freedom Alliance was thrown out of power during the last elections because of corruption, because of suppression.
No.
Have you all changed?
No, I don't think that was the reason.
What was the reason then?
The reason was, firstly, perception of corruption and misconduct. Perception. Not that it was a major charge against the UPFA government by the people. Most important was the cost of living. Thirdly, the style of governance, which had a rough edge.
From a president to just a parliamentarian, if elected, how do you foresee the future of former President Mahinda Rajapaksa?
When he is elected, he will have sufficient numbers behind him in order to compel the president to call him up to form the government.
Has the United People's Freedom Alliance named a prime ministerial candidate?
No, no such naming is done at this stage. Prime Minister is nominated or appointed by the president after the elections, and before elections anybody is a candidate only.
Advocates are of the view that certain loopholes in the legal system are core reason for the rapid spread of drugs in society. They add that the contradictory legal interpretation on drugs have also attributed to this. News First continues to explore the dark world of drugs.
On prior occasions, News First revealed on how drug peddlers use the loopholes in the law to pursue this illegal trade. According to law in place on heroin charges, if an individual who found to be in the possession of 2 grams of heroin or more, the case will be referred to the High Court, and if found guilty, the capital punishment or a life sentence will be handed down. However, if an individual is found to be in the possession of less than 2 grams of heroin, the case will be referred to the magistrate's court and the suspect will be fined and at times will be sentenced to be imprisoned. A majority of the heroin that makes its way into the country are not 100% pure heroin and includes many chemicals and medications. However, when the analyst report is presented to courts, it only contains the details of pure heroin. For example, a stash of 15 grams and 700 milligrams of heroin was seized by the police from the Valikala prison in January 2012. When the government analyst report was made public, it reported that there was only 108 milligrams of pure heroin. Despite the possibility to take up the case at the High Court and seek a harsh penalty on the suspect, the scenario changes based on the context of pure heroin. This situation needs to be given more attention to pursue on their prevention of drugs, as the loopholes in the law are being taken for advantage by drug peddlers. The following was a revelation that was made to News First by a drug addict who spoke on how drug peddlers use the law to protect themselves.
ගංජා හෙරොයින් ඔක්කොමත් එක්ක පොලිසියට අහු වෙනවා. අහු වුණාට පස්සේ දැන් ගංජා වගේ හෙරොයින් එක්ක එහෙම ගොඩක් එක්ක අහු වුණොත් එළියට එන්න බෑ.
ඒක එච්චර අහු වෙන්නේ නැහනේ.
100ම එක තැන තියන්නේ නැහනේ. 100න් 90ක් අංගල 10ක් තමයි ලේසි තැනක තියලා විකුණන්නේ. කොහොම වුනේ ගමන් හයි කෝට් එකක් දැම්මම ආයෙ කරන්නේ. හයි කෝට් දැම්මොත් කරන්නේ නැහැ. මම අවුරුදු ගාණක් ඉන්න ඕනේ. ආයෙ එන්නත් බැහැනේ කරන්නේ. අර වගේ පොඩි දඩගේ වන්න ඒව කරාම දඩේ ගෙවලා ඇවිල්ලා ආපු අතරම අනිත් අතට විකුණනවා.
Drug peddlers have now found ways to reduce the quality of pure heroin that they smuggle into the country. Therefore, the legal situation on this must change. Some suspects have committed over 13 crimes. However, when they come to courts, they say that they are addicts and that is why they were found in the possession of drugs. They seek a lenient punishment from courts. So when the amount of drugs is taken into consideration, court sometimes assumes that the suspect is in fact an addict and provides a lenient punishment. I believe that if an individual is found guilty over drug charges for the second time, he or she must be given a harsh punishment. The arrest is not made on the amount of pure heroin, but the total quantity of heroin. So if the case is filed on the total quantity, drug peddlers will be given more severe punishments.
Before we wrap up the news, let's have a listen to some of the views expressed on the Saturn political debate program aired last night on our sister channel, Sirasa TV.
මාර්තු 12 ප්‍රකාශනයේ තියෙනවා ප්‍රදේශයේ පදිංචිකරුවෙක් නොවන අයට නාම යෝජනා නොදිය යුතුයි කියලා. ඔබතුමා එතකොට ප්‍රදේශයේ පදිංචිකරුවෙක් නොවී නේද මේ පළාතෙන් නාම යෝජනා ගන්න?
මම මහනගර දිස්ත්‍රික්කයේ පදිංචිය නියෝජනයේ හාරිස්පත්තු ආසනයේ කවුද නැත්තේ අරගෙන ඒක තමයි.
එතකොට මහින්ද රාජපක්ෂ මැතිතුමා කොහෙන්ද නාම යෝජනා ගන්න?
තාම දන්නේ නැහැ මම හරියට.
හදිස්සියවත් මහින්ද රාජපක්ෂ මැතිතුමා මේක කඩ කරමින් වෙනත් ප්‍රදේශයකින් නාම යෝජනා ගත්තොත් ඒක හරිද වැරදිද?
කිසි ප්‍රශ්නයක් නැහැ. එතුමා මේ සියලුම ප්‍රදේශවල කෙනෙක් තමයි මහින්ද රාජපක්ෂ නතුමා.
ඒ වෙන්නේ කොහොමද? ඔබතුමාට එක නීතියකුත් මහින්ද රාජපක්ෂ අපේක්ෂකතුමාට තව නීතියකුත් වෙන්න බෑ.
ඇඩ්‍රස් නැතුව හිටපු උතුරු නැගෙනහිර ඉඳලා පේදුරු තුඩුවේ ඉඳලා දෙවුන්දර තුඩුව දක්වා ඕන තැනින් එතුමාට ඉල්ලන්න අයිතියි.
ඒ කියන්නේ මහින්ද රාජපක්ෂ මැතිතුමාට ඇඩ්‍රස් එකක් නේ. එතකොට දැන් මහින්ද රාජපක්ෂ ජනාධිපතිතුමා පාර්ලිමේන්තු මැතිවරණයෙන් හදිස්සියේවත් දිනලා පාර්ලිමේන්තුවට ආවොත් එතුමාට අදාළ වෙන ජනවරම මොකද්ද?
එතුමා පාර්ලිමේන්තු මන්ත්‍රී මහින්ද රාජපක්ෂ.
මොන වරප්‍රසාදයේද එතුමාට හිමි වෙන්නේ?
පාර්ලිමේන්තු මන්ත්‍රීවරයෙක් විදිහට එතුමා කටයුතු කරනවා නම් එතුමාට හිමිකම තියෙන්නේ පාර්ලිමේන්තු මන්ත්‍රී ධූරයට අදාළ වරදාන සහ වරප්‍රසාද වලට හිමිකම් කියන්නේ. නීති විසරදයෝ විසින් තාමත් මේ කාරණේ පිළිබඳව පැහැදිලි නිශ්චිත තීරණයක් දීලා නැහැ.
ඔබතුමාලා ලෑස්ති නැද්ද ශ්‍රේෂ්ඨ අධිකරණයට ගිහිල්ලා මේ
අනිවාර්යයෙන් අධිකරණයට ගිහිල්ලා මේ කාරණේ විසඳගත යුතු ප්‍රශ්නයක් බවට පත් කරගන්න.
And that's a wrap of this edition of Primetime News. I'm Sandro Ferdinando.
And I'm Amina Mustafa. Good night.